Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here again, and I'm back for another crafty video. So today we're going to do some more of this, which is my Folio. We made the magnetic board previously, and if you didn't see that, that's on a previous video, but it all magnetizes in and it stays there, which is great. So I was thinking, really fancy a French board in here. Now I've run out of space to be able to put it here, and I can't put it in here. So I was thinking I might put like a miniature French board in here. Now normally when I make a French board, so a French board is one of those things where it has crisscrossy bits of elastic, and you kind of tuck things behind it. Now I have made one before in a previous Folio. I don't know where that is. So a French board, yes, is a crisscross of elastic over a padded board, and I want to make one of those. Now previously when I've made them, I've used a padded envelope that comes through the post. They're usually the padded envelopes that come with the fabric in. They've got like remnants of fabric sandwiched between the layers that gives it a padding, because I don't think that the bubble wrap gives me the same, doesn't give me the same crinkle. It doesn't give me and it also doesn't give me the same effect, because like if you stretch elastic over it, what you see is you see all of the bubbles in it. And I didn't want to do that because I wanted it to look authentic, old, and bubble wrap, you know, isn't particularly old. So what I thought is I was going to give it a go of making it. So now this is going to get very unconventional, because this will either work or it won't. I've never tried it before, so it'll either work or it won't. I've never made a padded envelope before. So what I'm thinking is I've got this. Now this stuff is what my vacuum cleaner hose came in. I bought a Shark vacuum cleaner, and the hose came in this, which is craft, manila paper on the outside with like tissue paper bonded inside it. It's not even tissue paper. It's like it very much feels like teabag paper type thing, cross between teabag paper and Tyvek. So what I was thinking is I was going to use this, and I will come to the stuffing shortly, but because I don't want to kind of just give the game away, which I probably already have done, because it'll say on the, I'll probably say on the thumbnail. Oh, right, I'll tell you. All right, stop pressurizing me. I'm going to use some tumble dryer fluff, or lint, tumble dryer lint. Like I say, don't know if this is going to work. We'll soon find out though, won't we? So this is tumble dryer lint that's been collected over a period of time. I have like a bin next to my tumble dryer that I just throw this into, and I wasn't thinking of using it in any way. I always think, oh, it's a shame to throw that away. I wonder if there's anything you can make with it. Well, we're gonna see if we can make anything with it. So like I say, this is it's like just a long tube. I can't get my arm all the way in there, but it's kind of sealed at the end. It's sewn at the end. So what I was thinking is of using this. Now, just had a quick look on here, and what I'm thinking is if we made it, I'm trying not to cover my mic up, if we make it so that it comes to about where this gusset line is, and then I've put a pen mark here, but I'm going to cut it a little bit wider than that, because I'd like the seams to be on the inside. So we're going to make a French board, so we're going to paint me like one of your French boards. Sorry, a line from Titanic, although I don't think she said paint me like one of your French boards. So I'm going to cut this off here, and then I'm going to cut this. Now this is going to get very floofy because it's tumble dryer floof, or I know some people call it tumble dryer lint. I've always called it tumble dryer floof, and I use the word floof rather than fluff because, well, this just sounds nice, doesn't it? So why ever not? Why ever noctopus? Not, oh dear, there's an octopus in the room. Don't mention the octopus. So I'm just going to have to snip that bit there. I will glue this as well. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to fold this in so that it's on that gusset line. See what I mean by this? It is like I'd love to say it was just tissue, but I don't think it is. It feels more fabric-y than tissue-y. So anyway, that's going to go in there. And I'm hoping that because it's kind of fabric-y, it will hold the particles of tissue in the particles of lint inside. Now I realise that isn't that bit's falling apart, so I'm just going to give it a bit of a line of glue in there. I don't want to put too much glue in because I don't want it to become stiff as a result of it. So just a bit of a squiggle of glue, a squidge, squiggle, a wiggle. Yeah, it's definitely not just tissue paper because it's kind of bled through where the glue is. So I've got more on my fingers than I did on the actual thing. So anyway, that's in there, and then I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to fold it this way because then I can see where I need to fold it to, and then just flip that fold over and do it the other way so it goes inside. So I think I might decorate this, so I might put some kind of tissue paper on the outside of it, but I will do that afterwards. Two reasons. One reason, if it doesn't work, it's a waste of time, isn't it? And the second reason, I think I'd like it so that the tissue paper was kind of seamless, so it wraps around the back of it and you don't see where the back is, where the tissue ends. If you know what I mean? Don't know what I mean, no wonder, because you can't articulate, Dave. So this is already feels slightly padded anyway because of that inner lining. So I'm going to do that like that. I think I might sew it as well. But I'm also going to just snip this end down to that black line, and then fold that. Well, that didn't do that, did it? Why did that not do that? Oh, that's because that's all. Because it's not meant to be doing this, Dave. It's because you're making something out of nothing. So, why did it not behave like you expected it to? Because you've never used it before, that's why. So, let's try that again. So I'm just going to snip that inner lining as well now. Flip that back on itself. Do the same on this side. So one of the reasons I'm doing this is because I don't want to be afraid to try. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one of these so that I'm going to have to decide which is the front and the back. So I think that's going to be the front. So I'm going to have one of these so that it folds in. If that's the front, that's the one that we need to fold it. So this is going to be the one that's at the back. Sorry for flipping it over and over and over. So I'm going to fold the back one in, and the front one we will have so that it sits round, because we need to obviously leave it open so that we can get the fluff in it. So this video is probably going to be brought to you with the words "ah" and "chew." So because I reckon there's going to be a lot of sneezing in it. So anyway, let's do that and let's see whether it's going to be the right sort of size. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I think that's going to be all right. Okay, there's a bit of a thing that needs snipping off there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it and then sew it. So I'm going to glue down this seam. I'm not obviously going to do this bit at the top because we need to be able to fill it. I don't know whether to have that glued in or just cut off. No, I think glued. I think left for now, and then folded in, hopefully wrapping around some of the stuff. I don't know whether I'll be able to do that. If I've got that closed up to there, will I be able to tuck that in? Oh, I'll say anyway. So I'm going to glue this down so that it glues to itself. Really should have moved the file folder away from underneath. kind of like that, and then tuck that in and stick that down. Yeah, that's the reason why you needed to move the file folder, Dave. Doing that now. Get that out of the way. So now we've got that stuck down. Where's me glue? Okay, so that's kind of folded in on itself. It's not perfectly glued. I could always wrap something around the edge, but I don't think I'm going to have to. I think I'm just going to try and get some fluff in here. Maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have done that, Dave. So we're gonna see if we can peel this apart. I've just realised I probably should have put the fluff in so that I could have it flat and then glue it down and then sew it. But you know, this is the first time of doing this, so all I've done is I've just peeled that back. I mean, you're not going to see that anyway, so you're going to have to bear with me a few moments while I prepare. What I've done is, I've got an itchy nose now. I've put a mask on. We've all got masks now after COVID. I did have a few issues with long COVID after having COVID. And my lungs aren't particularly great, so I don't want to get loads of fluff in them and then end up coughing or being very catarrhy. So I'm going to use this. Now I'm trying to get it so that it comes out of the tumble dryer fairly flat, because you can see like the layers of different things. So I'm going to try and put it in so that it kind of stays a little bit flat. Now, it's not going to be perfect because we're making it ourselves, but at the end of the day, this stuff really shouldn't be just thrown away, because it's got particles of fibres in, and we use a lot of synthetic fibres these days as humans, and our synthetic fibres are just microplastics that get into all the rivers and streams and what is it? Rivers, streams, where are seas, all of that. So I'm going to try and make it a bit flat. Now I know it's probably a bit bizarre, and it's going to have dog hair in it and all sorts of things from when I had a dog. But it's a bit of, reusing, upcycling. If it works out, there's no reason why I can't do it again, and also can't figure out some other things to make with it. Because I do find it very wasteful just to throw all of this away. And at the end of the day, it's all been washed, because it wouldn't have been in the tumble dryer in the first place. Because that's what you do. Hopefully you're washing things before you put them in the tumble dryer. Hopefully, anyway. Let's just open that bit up, because that's stuck down for some reason. My inner paper's got stuck down. And I want that to kind of encompass that as well. So I want to make sure that it's completely filled. All the padding is padded. It's got some padding everywhere. I also think it's going to be a bit more padded than it would be if it was one of those envelopes. They're not really very well padded, those envelopes. You can tell this is all the black stuff that I'll wash. I wear a lot of black for work, 'cause that's what colour of our brand colours is. So, and I try to wear uniform to work so I don't ruin my own clothes. So I don't have to, as a manager. I don't have to, but it's also nice to be on brand. We're a charity, we've got to advertise whenever we can. Right, have I gone over the top? Is there such a thing as over the top? So put that down. Where's it flat? It's very flat in that corner. Put some of that there. Where else is it flat? There. Oh, this is, like, some of you are going to be like, going to be thinking, what on earth is he doing? But you know, how many people out there have used anything with their tumble dryer fluff? You know, I always think there should be something that you could do with it. You know, even if you sold it to, or gave it, I don't care, I'm not worried about selling it. You could give it to, like, envelope manufacturers to make padded envelopes with. Do you know what? I know that that's not perfect, but you know what I absolutely love is that I've made it myself. From stuff I would have thrown away. FOC, free of charge. That's what we love, a bit of free of charge. Any bits that are completely, like, there's a big dip there. We can have it as padded as we want as well. So up that corner there. Sorry, in that edge, not corner. It's not a corner, Dave. You in your pucks, Warner, and I in mine. So I've got this kind of the wrong way up because that's the way up I said it was going to be. That corner there. Yep, that's fine. So I'm just going to flip it back over because I've been working on this side and it's easier because I've encompassed it on this side. So this is what I've done inside. Is I've kind of encompassed it with this edge to stop it just coming back out again. It might need some kind of, I mean, it's not going to be shaken about a lot, but it might need some kind of quilting on it, so like sewn diagonally through it. I don't know. Well, anyway, I think that's enough. I think I'm just going to clean up. Oops. And then I'm going to take my, I had a 3M thing on my face to cover it up. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it down this time. This time I can glue it down. And I want to make sure I catch that very edge. That makes it neat from outside. So all I'm doing is I'm just running some glue down, trying to help you see that. Just want to catch that edge completely. And then glue on the inside of there. And then we're going to wrap that round like so, and glue it down, make sure it gets a nice edge, and then we're going to shove that in there because we don't want that all, no escaping please, get back in there, get back. So this is the back, so we want the back bit to be folded in. And all of that bit we need to be, just fold that in I think just as well. Some kind of cut that needs to be done there. Yeah, let's cut that bit off. Cut that bit straight, doesn't need to be, you're not going to see it, but for my mind I have to. And I'm going to flip that over like that. So I'm just going to put a bead of glue on the edge of the inside there to just try and help it stop it coming out. and then some glue. Oh, that's because that gusset, isn't it? Look at that. Let's get that gusset off. And then we're going to fold that over there. Not the straightest. Does that mean that the thing's not straight? No, it's alright. It's just the cutting isn't very straight. So, there we go. Didn't know whether that would work, but, you know, didn't see any reason why it wouldn't. But, you know, you can't always foretell these things, can you? There might have been a reason why nobody's done it before. So. Oh, no, don't stab yourself, Dave. So I'm just going to get rid of the rest of this fluff. That's it. You use your sleeve, Dave. So that's all in there now. So that's going to be that way up. Okay. And I'm going to run a line of stitching around the edge because I just think aesthetically it looks nice, and it kind of picks up this detail here. I don't have an overlocker like this is, but I'm going to get my sewing machine out now. Realise you might not be able to see. It matters. So I'm going to use a zigzag stitch. I'm going to turn it on first, Dave, because you won't be using anything if you don't. And, oh, why can't I push that back? Because there's about 20,000 other things shoved under my desk. That's right, Dave. 20,000 might be a slight exaggeration, but it felt like 20,000. So, okay. Sewn all the way around the edge. That top bit clearly isn't happy, but you know, I'm not worried about it. Right, I'm completely tangled up now with wires. Let's turn the sewing machine off. Don't accidentally press it. So, this top edge wasn't particularly happy because it got so much to sew through. But you know what? I'm not, like I said, I'm not worried about it. I'm not sure how much of the sewing we're going to see because I'm thinking I want to cover it, but I don't know whether I do. So maybe I want to stain it or something. So let's see whether it's going to fit where we want it. Yes, cool. So what we're going to do is I'm going to glue it to a board. I think, yes, because then that'll give me the opportunity to work it. It needs to have some kind of a board to stop it from squishing up when I put elastic around it, because you have to have it fairly tight. So I think I'm going to glue it to some grey board, because I have grey board. Well, I do, not just in theory, in practice. So I do have some grey board. I think I'm going to glue it to the grey board, like that. That'll also keep it a bit more rigid. Okay, so I want to have this. I want a pen now, Dave. I want to have this to about there. Oh no, that's not helpful. Drawing on the other piece. To about there, which is about there. Now I'm not going to measure this because it will not be straight. I'm just going to kind of join those lines up, and it'll be cut like this. That's how it's going to be cut. I might need to trim it as well, so and we'll cut that like that. So in the blink of an eye for you. There you go. The blink of an eye for you. Anyway, wasn't in the blink of an eye for me, but there or thereabouts. So I'm going to glue that down to there. I'm obviously going to need to kind of ink it a little bit because you'll be able to see it otherwise, or put some kind of decorative stuff on it. I might put some decorative tape maybe on the edge instead of using digitals. I don't know what digitals I have to hand. Maybe I'll use a bit of digital. Maybe I'll use this. So just going to tear this off and glue it on the edge. Started off very thick, whittled down to being very thin. So not a problem though, because we're not really using it for to be able to see it. I'm going to I think I'm going to use some stick glue actually. I think I'm going to use a combination actually, stick glue and this. I need some paper to kind of glue onto. This is what I cut off the last thing. You know, when we made the writing board, not the writing board, the writing board. The writing board, not the writing board, the writing board. That one. So what I'm going to do, stick that on there. It hangs off. Put a line of glue on the very edge. And then I shall meet you back here when I've done it. So like I say, blink of an eye, wasn't it, for you anyway? So there we go, we've got that, which is going to just be on there. You're not going to see a lot of it, you probably see the edge and just where this kind of dips in here, but that's fine. So what I want to do is, I now want to be able to make the elastic. So I've only got really wide elastic, and I was thinking to myself, can I cut this down? Well, it appears I can. I don't know how robust it's going to be, but it looks like if I kind of just cut between the elastic pieces, because this has got lots of bands of elastic running through it, it looks like I can just cut between them. Now I might end up cutting some of them in half, but that's because I'm not really paying much attention. So these are going to go over this. Now this is when you start thinking, oh, is that what he meant? So this is going to go kind of crisscrossy across here, crisscrossy across like this, and then you're going to be able to put things underneath it. Now I was thinking, do I need to quilt that? I don't think I'm going to actually. No, I'm not going to. So I want to, how am I going to do it? So this is going to attach, so these pieces are going to attach at the back of the board, because you need the board on there, otherwise if you just strengthen these, pull them, they're just going to pull the whole thing in. See what I mean? Just crumpling it, which you could kind of try and flatten out, but it's not going to work. So that's what the board at the back is going to be for, just to strengthen all of that. So I'm thinking, do I do this? I've never done this before, so like, do I just stick this down now? Yes, I'm going to. I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac for this. Oh, I want to just ink the edges a little. There's a bit where that kind of dips in as well, where I want it to be a bit more yellowed. Just catch all those edges. You're not, like I say, you're not going to see the rest of it really. Just the edges and maybe a very tiny glimpse of the side. I'm just going to put some of this around it. Now I can always put more on afterwards, so you call it a more on. At least I didn't call you an octopus. An octopus? It's going to be my catchphrase, an octopus. Merch with an octopus on. So makes me laugh every time I say it as well. So let's put that now onto there. I will ink the edge of this as well. So yeah, I'm going to glue this down. I think I'm going to put the glue on the board. No, I'm going to put the glue on the thing, and then I know where I want to come, where I need the glue to come up to. Come on, are we going to play today or are we not? Oh, we're not, are we? Oh, we are. You're just going to come out in your time. It's fine. Nobody should ever be forced out. Going out is a process. A process that's very antiquated, personally, but there you go. Nobody should have to come out, but, you know, that's a whole other topic. So, and it was also covered in my recent podcast. So I hope you're enjoying the podcast. If you haven't checked out the podcast, go and check it out. It's me and Brian having a good old chin wag, and we're there to just help you have a, you know, bit of a laugh, have a few laughs, talk about the world, set the world to rights, all whilst you are able to just get on and do your own crafty thing without having to look at the screen. So it is on YouTube. There are pictures with it, but the pictures are only there to be able to fulfill the requirement of YouTube to have images. They're not there because we necessarily want you to look at them. But they should all say, what are you looking at this for? You should be getting on with your craft. So maybe that's what I'll put in the next one. Who knows? So yeah, we record those every week and they go out on a Saturday. Might be a little bit too big on the top there, but it's okay. I want to make sure that the edges are completely stuck down. There we go. So that's our paint me like one of your French boards. I make myself laugh every time I do that. And then I thought about putting these on, which we've already talked about. But the problem is, you know what the problem is. These are white. I don't want them white. So I could do with them being stained. Now, I don't think watercolour is going to stain it because it's a synthetic fibre. But I think we might be able to do something with a bit of alcohol ink. I just need to kind of prep myself for that. Now, I've just had a bit of a thought, and I'll be very honest with you. Just thought maybe I shouldn't have glued this down. I don't know whether it's too late to kind of say no to that. I don't want it to peel the paper off. Problem is, didn't put my microphone on, so hopefully you heard it. So what we're going to do now is going to ink these. Now, it's going to get a bit messy, so I could do with something to ink it in. Don't look at the backdrop because it's not very pretty. It doesn't matter which way up I turn it, it's not very pretty. But we're going to do it on this. So, what's going on here? Oh, it's glued together. So, that's a piece that, well, we might use it. Just snip it down a bit. Don't snip the end of your glove off. So we're going to use some alcohol inks. So I have some alcohol inks to hand in the colours that I tend to like. So I've got a suitable shirt on as well, which means that, by suitable I mean one that I could get inky and not cry. Just move some things out of the way. So I don't know how I'm going to do this. I might put some see if this works. I'm going to put some down. If I can get the things open. So these ones are Pinter Colour, and this is multi-surface alcohol ink. So this is another alcohol ink. This is just a different make. It's not Timmy's make. I'm going to go for a bit of a random splodgy thing, and then it'll pick up random, some with more than others. Now you have to be careful with alcohol ink, obviously it's very stainy, but also it's got an odour to it, and it will also evaporate, so you don't want it to kind of just put too much down and then not use any of it, because it'll have evaporated and dried up. And that one is green. I don't know whether it says what colour. Oh yeah, lime green. And this one is sapphire blue. We'll see whether this turns out. I kind of want a mottly one. If you're wondering why on earth I've put random colours down, it's because I want a random mottling, I guess, is a term. It's a term. I don't know if it's the term. So I was hoping to kind of just do kind of catch all of the bits that you might see. And then leave that to kind of dry. Don't know how that's going to turn out, so we'll find out soon. This is possibly not the way to do it. It's going to end up looking like camouflage, isn't it? Maybe this is how I should do it. Dabby. Bit of Debbie Dabby. Dibby Dabby Debbie. Don't blame Debbie. She had nothing to do with this. Don't tell her I told you. But she had nothing to do with it. It's not her fault. No, tell her I told you it was nothing to do with her. Shut up, Dave. Dibby Dabby Debbie. Dave, shut up. You're just such a buffoon half the time, and the other half of the time you're asleep. So I don't know how effective that's going to be. Let's try a different way. You see, this is why you want to make sure you're covered, because this is not going to look good, is it, in a meeting, Dave? I don't know how much of that's going to be visible. I need it to dry. Do I want to have... I don't know what I'm doing here, so don't ask me. Maybe we should just go for like this. And then put the lid loosely back on so that I can use it again in a second. Put the yellow. Of course, yellow and blue make green, so the blending of it will be green anyway, and then there'll be green patches, blah 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 blah, patches. I do have more, don't worry, I have more elastic in case I don't like it. But what I don't want to see is any white. I don't know how feasible that is. That's all right. It is very camouflagey. I guess that's not a horrible thing, though, is it? Just thinking. What a mess I'd be in. Normally, you know what I'm like when I go, oh, I need to put some gloves on, and then I don't put them on. But I'm so glad I have, because this could have been horrible. It could have been very stained fingers, and also it's really bad for your skin, alcoholing. It strips all the oils out of your skin, and it's just not good for them. So any kind of alcohol isn't great for you. Should I introduce a bit of a different colour? Maybe the odd patch of like... Oh no, they see that comes out very much more volatile. This is a bit of... This is not Tim Holtz, it's Linda Ronstadt. And whatever it is. Adriana Ronstadt. I don't know what her name is. You know that. It's not Ronstadt. I can't actually now think of what it is actually called. What is it? Adirondack, that's it. Adirondack? Adirondack, yeah. Linda Ronstadt. Anybody that's been here before will know what I mean by that. I often get words confused, and everybody just has to live with a new word for it. Because it becomes that, then it takes on that new word. Because I can't ever remember it, and it doesn't matter how many times people correct me. It's not happening. I know people think that I should just get a grip, but hey, I can't, so I won't. So I'm just going to stop. Hammer time. Somebody sent me a thing about, like, a meme about every time they hear stop, they think, is it stop in the name of love, or stop hammer time? Or it could be, stop right now, thank you very much, I need an octopus with a tentacle touch. Why is it called a tentacle when there's 8? Okay, shut up, Dave. This is not helping anybody. I think this is going to be enough, and if it isn't, then I'll just do some more, because now I've kind of developed kind of a technique that I like. I'll be happy. So yes, definitely, it's definitely camouflage, isn't it? So all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry these off and come back. Here we are. So this is the elastic as it is, such as it is. So it might not be a thing of beauty, but it's a my thing. So I know this looks like a complete mess now, but we will reattach stuff. So what I'm thinking is I kind of want it to go crisscrossy and it have some tension to it. So what I'm going to need to do is attach that to there in some way. Now, previously I've used, you know, the rivets, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Because what I'm hoping is, if I put this, actually it doesn't need to be under too much tension, because by the time I've lifted it up to push this underneath, it will be under tension. Maybe that needs to be a trial. So I think I need to divide this up on the bit that you're not going to see, which is the back. So for it's not a long enough ruler. So it's approximately, is there anything that it's more accurately? It's kind of 32.5 centimetres. So if I go for 32, and then 32 divided by 2 is 16, and 16 divided by 2 is 8. So that's there. So 16 plus 8 is 24. So that's the even distribution. Yeah, so where have I just put those marks? There they are. So if we go from here, oh no, I need to have those marks on this side as well. So we've got 8, 16, 24 and 32 there. Okay. Can't actually tell where any of those lines are now. Can I? Yes, I can there. So, keep saying so. Stop saying so, Dave. Just do it. From this corner down to here. I'm not going to go round the back because you're not going to see it. So I think I'm just going to cut some pieces and attach them. Yeah, I'm going to cut some pieces and attach them. So I'm going to cut that there. And I'm going to cut another piece. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 8 pieces this length. That's 2. 3. 4. 5. Hopefully there's enough here. 6, 7, 8. Oh, look, perfect. 8. Cool. There you go. Got enough. So I want to put this under tension, not under detention, because it hasn't done anything wrong. Across there like that. And I think gluing it might be just a little, well, not enough strength. And I'm sorry, that's on the wrong side anyway, so don't think gluing it will have enough strength to hold it. So unless I hot glued it, I guess I could hot glue it, maybe to get the hot glue out. Right, okay, let's do that. So going to have to undo something, Dave, because they've got any plug sockets left now. I love having my craft room laid out like this. I can find so many things. Just having a drawer next to me has kind of just revolutionised my life. My glue's kind of up to temperature now. It's definitely coming out. So, okay, so I'm going to do a blob of glue and take it to the edge, and then I'm going to stick this in here, and I'm going to squish it down with something that isn't my finger, and try and get some of that glue to kind of sit over the edge of it as well. But I don't want it to be too dimensional, not as in TWO, I mean, as in TOO. I don't want it to have too much dimension. Again, a bit of glue to the edge. I'll put this one on as well. Dave, don't stab yourself with it or burn yourself with the hot glue. Just putting a little bit of that over the edge. Take that off the edge first. I might put a little bit more over the top of it. And if you get, I don't know whether you know this tip, but I'm going to tell you anyway. If you have hot glue and it's gone solid and you need it to soften back up again, get your heat gun and it will remelt. So I don't know if you know that, but you do now. So, and that just means that if you just need to remelt it so that the new stuff that you've added just bonds to the stuff that you had there before, then that's fine. Cool, so that's that. It's still a little bit wet, so I'm not going to pull it too hard, but I was hoping that it was going to be. So, oh, and I need to have one on that top corner, don't I? The top corner one, though, needs to be facing the other way because it's got to come over that corner. So, yeah. I'll leave it on there for now, I guess. So it's got to go that way. Put some of it over the top and then put a little bit more over it, and that, this time it's already still wet, so I'm now at that point where, so I've glued it all. It's not a thing of beauty on the back, but remember it's going to get bonded down, so we're not going to see it. And I'm now at the point where I want to put this into here, so I'm just going to push this in and hopefully I can get it all the way up to the top. And the glue, I didn't put any hot glue on this side, so there shouldn't be anything impeding it, other than it's going to just be really difficult because of the tension of these bits of elastic. Oh, have we got a twisted elastic there? Oh no, just I've twisted it. So that's the one tip. So if you do this and then you've glued it on and you have twisted one of the elastics, one of the good things is you can then just go in with your heat gun, soften the glue up again and be able to remove it. I mean, like most glue is affected by heat anyway, so. Okay, so that's gone back in there, hasn't it? Has it? Yes. So now we just need to glue it down. Now, I was thinking about decorating that, wasn't I? But do you know what? I think I'm going to leave it as it is. I might add a little bit of colour to it. Should have done that before I stuck it in the thing, but hey, that would require forethought, and as we all are aware, Dave has none of that. So let's get no, not black soot. That would be a mistake, Dave. We don't want that either. What else have we got? Crusty walnuts. Vintage photo. This is the really wet vintage photo, isn't it? Let's not use the really wet one. Let's use the been around for a while, that one. And just put some colour on the edges and a little bit under the elastic as well, but that's fine. You can move the elastic out of the way. So the only thing we need to do now is glue this bit down. So it's already kind of under a bit of tension, so I'm not going to worry about gluing the whole thing. I'm going to worry about gluing the edges and a little bit into the middle. When I say worry, I'm not going to worry at all. But do you know how I was going to cover the whole back of it and stick it all the way down? I'm just going to stick the edges down. In fact, some of the edges look like they've already stuck. Oh, my stomach's going. Is it time for food? What time is it? Oh yes. I had my breakfast at 8:30 this morning, and it's now, what was that? 20 to 3 in the afternoon. Kind of reattached to the bits where we've pulled off the two bits of Fabri-Tac. You know, they're rebonding, so that's the reason why there's a bit of resistance when I'm trying to lift up the corners. Lift up the edges, I mean. We'll do the bottom of there. Lift up this one as well, that's all free. Just so that we kind of get that seal. It's not going to go anywhere. The tension of the elastic will stop it from going anywhere. And like the crisscrossing of the pattern is not, it's not perfect, but it's definitely handmade. It looks it. And isn't that what we want it to look? Isn't that the reason why we do this art that we do? The kind of escapism from the routine that you can buy anywhere. We want our things to look unique and different, and handmade is the way to do that. So there we go, that's that. So that's our French board basically made. So now what we need to do is get the thing back into shot. Get some of this out of the way, put my glue mat away. And I love the way that the colour is gone. So we're going to put that in there. I'm going to stick it down. And I think maybe because there's a bit of undulation on the back, maybe what the best bonding thing would be the glue gun. Typical, now I've unplugged it. Yeah, I think that's the way to kind of attach that on there. I do like the way it's turned out now. I even like the fact that they're not perfect, and they're not, you know, uniform. That's the word, not perfect. I wasn't going for perfection, I was going for uniformity, but I like the fact that they're kind of different. You know, like some are more dappled than others. And to think that was just white. You know, I've spent a lot of time trying to find the right colour elastic, and I've never thought about dyeing it. Now in future I will just say, what the heck, I'm just gonna dye it myself. Right, I'm running out of glue stick in here. I do have some more, but I want to see if we can get the majority of this done without the need. Oh, my tummy is very much rumbly. And I know we had a pencil mark on here to define where all the bits were, the pockets, but I think I remember that now, so I'll stick that down. Right, I'm going to flip it over and then put pressure on the back now, because we want to make sure it's bonded. It has. Excellent. Let's undo the glue gun. Yes, glue gun. Do gone. Oh no, I've got a bit of glue on here. What you need to do is wait for it to dry though, Dave. So, in order to get that off, I need to wait for it to dry. Otherwise, if I try and get it off now, I'll just smoosh it. We don't want to smoosh it, we want to pick it up. If it takes a bit of the surface off with it, that's damage control. No, oh, tiny bit. There we go. So, tip, if you get dribble glue, hot glue anywhere, wait until it's dry and it's easier to get off. Oh, you know, except for it's kind of attached to me. The hairs of it are attached to me. So there we go. That's it. So we've now got this in here. That, does it still close and still look good? Yes, it does. It's got a bit of a bulge to it, but you know, wouldn't we be sad if we made a thing that didn't bulge a little bit? So this is the bit where we can just put our, you know, notes and things. So it's the whole point of a French board is that you take your things and you just snap them underneath the thing, and there's a bit of resistance, they don't fall out. So there we go. So that's what a French board is. So there we go. So we've now got pockets under here. We've got French board. We did the magnetic writing board previously. I think we need to put something underneath this writing board, maybe a space to write on, and we will need to put in our journal piece. So this journal that we made, we need to put that into here, because of course that will also add to its capacity. I think it's going to have to be like, I don't know, like that. It's starting to look like a, you know, like a proper file as well, because they're usually like a gapey case file. So that is kind of, we're kind of getting to the point where next time I think what we're going to do is we're going to look at putting some things inside here. So we've got things in here, but we need to put things inside. We've got our pocket here, haven't we? Yep. We need to put something on this panel here and some here. Maybe some things in between. That's what we need. We need to sew this down into the thing and then find a way to attach it in the folio itself. And then we need to make some things to go inside it. I think then we're kind of getting to the point where we're almost there. We will have to find a way to keep it closed. But I'm absolutely loving this. I know we've done this over quite a few episodes, but I absolutely love this. This is kind of full of my minus, me-ness, us-ness. It's full of me. I like the kind of things that I like and do and that sort of thing. So yeah, I hope you'll join me for the next episode when we'll do something else crazy in there, and you know, because it would be boring if it was all just normal. And but yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, because it'll have to evolve organically. So I shall see you in the next video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed a bit of a writing board. Good job I put some gloves on. Shame I didn't leave them on. Yeah, thanks very much. Don't forget, I love octopuses. An octopus? Don't forget, I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to go and get something to eat and something to drink, and I will be making more videos today, but you'll see them at different times. So thanks very much, folks. Love you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Big hugs. Don't forget, my name's Dash of Dave. Give me a thumbs up. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you want to support my channel, there's a link to Ko-fi in the description. You'll find some freebies, some things that you can buy there, and also you can just support my channel there. So thanks very much. Go and collect that tumble dryer fluff. See you soon. Bye. Bye.